Sweet the whispers in your ear whenever ember wanders near.
Every single time.
And haven't
Yeah.
we learned anything from history? That shit don't work.
Some people do, but not communists.
Yeah.
How can we
Okay.
To be fair, true communism has never been tried.
True communism hasn't been tried because true communism never works off the jump. Like, even the quote-unquote bastardized version of communism doesn't work, but true communism would collapse true communism would basically implode the second it was implemented. That's why
I
true
get the
communism
idea.
has never been tried.
The idea
Yes.
sounds, actually it sounds sweet. And I would love for it to work, but in reality, it's fucking fiction, right? It's like
Yeah.
believing in flying cars. That shit not gonna happen, dudes. It ain't gonna happen. Well, at least not in the next 50 years or so. And so communism, we have tried it many, many times throughout history. Dudes, I married an ex-commie. I know about this. That shit failed.
Yeah.
So
It always
give up that
does.
fantasy. Yeah.
It always does. Every communist nation has been a failure. It has. The only there's people call China and Russia communist. No, it's like quasi-communist. It's still capitalist, but it's like capitalist with the trappings of communism to keep the people down. The only like closest to like actual communist would be Cuba for one. We all know how Cuba's working. Venezuela was communist. We know how that was working. Like, people are constantly trying to escape from there because it flat out doesn't work. You know, if you, given the fact that literally every like hardcore communist nation in the world has had their citizens desperate to escape it in droves, tells you that it never works. If it worked, you would not have people desperate to escape these communist nations. They would be touting it and they'd be saying, it's beautiful here. Come join us. It's amazing. North Korea is
Right.
not communism. North Korea is fascism and dictatorship. It's not communism. They went a step beyond communism into fascism.
Do you guys remember the GDR?
EDR?
GDR?
Yeah, GDR. Western and Eastern Germany. Eastern
Okay, I was
Germany
trying to remember what the acronym was. Yeah.
by the Soviet Union after the World War II collapsed, and then Germany was in disarray. The
Oh,
eastern
yeah.
side turned to Mother Russia.
Yep, and the West Side capitalism, and actually, Juju. Do you watch Fat Electrician?
Who?
The Fat Electrician.
The Fat Electrician. No, but it got recommended to me by my editor. I need to watch it. Yes.
There's one in particular. The way you just brought up about East and West Germany, I think would like the Berlin airdrop video that he did. It talks about basically the stark differences between communism and capitalism, and like at play with East and West Germany. I think you'd really enjoy it.
It's the only time I've ever seen my father cry. It's the only time.
Really? When the wall came down?
Fell.
Mm.
This is how old I am. I come from a time I remember all this. I know. I've seen it with my own eyes. I don't need to listen to fucking retards on Twitter that are 20-odd years old. These fuckers don't know nothing. Nothing.
That I think is what pisses you, me, Keen, and everyone with a functioning brain off, is that you have all of these commie retards that like are saying like, oh, you haven't tried communism. Communism's great. Socialism's wonderful. It's the wave of the future. Everything is going to be sunshine and rainbows. We're going to live in Elysium. And they refuse to listen to the hundreds of thousands of people that have come from communist nations. They lived in communism. They escaped communism. They know
I'm everyone.
what the hell communism is, and they are screaming, no, you do not want communism. It's horrible. We lived in it. And every single one of these retards looks at these people that have escaped from communism and go, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what true communism is. You need to just shut up and let us speak because you don't know anything. That is aggravating as fuck when they do that. It's like you have got a survivor of communism right in front of you that has lived in communism, escaped communism, and trying to tell you this shit don't work. Here's why I've lived it, and they're just like, shush, we don't want to hear from you. I hate it.
And the sad part is that's just the cherry on top too. Like, you're completely correct, but you don't even need that because it's basic like common sense as well when you hear how they're talking. Like, it's just people who don't want to actually do stuff, and it's better when you contribute to things.
Yep.
Like, you don't even need to listen to the people who escaped communism, although you should. But yeah, you got it right there. Just you have to do stuff. No one owes you anything.
It's like the one salient point I can think of is when there's a clip of Hassan out there where like he's watching a video of a North Vietnamese woman who escaped communism. I think she came to America. I'm not 100% sure, but there's like a North Vietnamese communist survivor. She escaped from communism, talking about how bad communism is. And Hassan, you know, the communism like poster boy. His response literally is, fuck this North Vietnamese something or other. Let her go back to North Vietnam. It's like, motherfucker, she escaped communism and is saying how it goes. And you're just like, shut up, you know, and basically this racist is like, shut up, North Vietnamese whore. Go back to North Vietnam. It's like, what are we fucking doing at this point?
Yeah, holy.
Like, this is just it's insanity. Yeah.
It is pure insanity. It is absolutely madness. They're all gone crazy at this point. I also love how we all of a sudden, like with the whole Israel and Palestina, starts hating Jews again, and I'm just like, oh, okay, so we didn't learn nothing. We learned nothing. So we hate them again, apparently. So, like, what the fuck is that about? Like, come on.
I'm beyond sick of the Free Palestine like performers because they are just performing. Hands down, every single of these Free Palestine people it's 100% performative. They don't actually know what's going on there. It's the cults where they feel like they belong. They don't feel like the losers that they actually are. They've drunk the Kool-Aid because people have said, oh, we care for you, brother. We care for you, sister. We love you. Your words matter. You matter to us. Now say what we tell you to say, and we'll keep telling you that. And that's part of the part of the whole Free Palestine thing. None of them actually have a sweet fucking clue what's actually going on.
No.
You're correct. Like, as someone who does feel for the people over there, I do think there's terrible things, and I do think Israel often oversteps and goes way too far on a lot of that. But you're completely correct that it's entirely performative. Like, these are the same people who were all Slava Ukraini or whatever, and where are they now? Like, that just dried up when that was no longer the thing. There's still war going on in Ukraine. Ukrainians are still dying and being oppressed by their own government and invaded by Russia, and no one cares anymore.
Nope.
And it'll be the exact same with the Free Palestine people. Yeah.
Well,
they don't actually care.
Look at the world pumping in the money in a war that's never going to end. Russia ain't giving up. Europe is like, that's the sort of shit I don't understand, that we in Sweden spend millions of dollars and send it over there for what use? It's not going to make it stop. It's not going to help anyone. So we're wasting a bunch of money. So our elderlies lose their house. They can't afford to pay the bills. Everyone is just in disarray over here. And we're helping another country who's fighting a war which ain't got nothing to do with us. And even the U.S. is like sending money over there for what?
Yeah, Canada too. Like all the big Western nations are sending money over there. And honestly, like the people of Western civilization are quite frankly done with the bullshit combat. They're done with the Ukraine-Russian war. They're done with the U.S.-Iran thing. They are just fucking done because it's the same shit over and over again. And what's going to end up happening? Nothing. Nothing is going to change. When everything is said and done, with Iran and the U.S., after all is said and done, nothing's going to change. With Russia and Ukraine, nothing's going to change. And we're sending over tens, hundreds of millions of dollars from our tax money to basically support this, and it's doing absolutely nothing. And
isn't it supposed to go for its people and the country? And not outside, and I mean, look at what's happening over in the U.S. there with all the scams and
God, yes,
sending the money overseas, and you just look at it, and you're going like, what? And then you say something, and all of a sudden you're the racist, you're the bigot for caring for your neighbors, your sisters, your brothers, your own people. Ain't got nothing to do with it. You want to make sure that where you live is a good place. You can't help everyone. It's like inviting everyone into your house and then just like, shit, I ain't got room for this.
Well,
Like,
what's so
The whole
funny?
point of a nation is to take care of the people, and none of the Western governments are doing that. There's all this
No.
insane foreign aid, and then it's also a massive societal loss too, because people are so weak-minded. Like the normal people, the normies, are so weak-minded that when you see elements of the right being the ones supporting these wars no one really wants, and elements of the left, while being wrong about everything else, being the people protesting it, even if for the wrong reasons, even if just because they're brainwashed, you've got the left being like, hey, we don't like this stupid war in Iran. We don't like this. We need to stop this. We need to stop this. Oh, the poor Palestinians, all that. That's going to get people on their side, and it's going to cause more people to go back to the communist mindset, because people don't think their entire perspective through. So they're like, oh, I don't like war. The communists must be right. No, the communists are still stupid communists. Stop it. Get some help.
And now you're talking about people that don't understand the concept of context and nuance. Now, I do think that a lot of people on the right are starting to feel that way too, without basically saying communism good. A lot of people on the right are starting to come around to the thing of like, okay, what's happening in Iran? Don't like this. This is getting to be a royal pain in the ass. This is starting to turn into a potentially another GWAT. We want nothing to do with this. But they're still, they're still not. They haven't gone over and saying, well, I guess the communists are right. No, they're still firm in their existing side, but they're also coming around to, look, this was supposed to be a quick in and out thing, like maybe not as fast as Venezuela, but this was not supposed to be a multi-month, over the course of multiple months. When it's still going, we're no closer, and now we're at the point where, we're going to negotiate with a terrorist state that literally breaks every treaty that it's ever made within the day that it's made, and we're still going to play that game. No, they're done with it, but at the same time, they're also like, our money should be for our country, and they still hold on to those same values. So I think like there's becoming a general consensus, at least in respect to that, from both sides, but both sides are still staying in their like respective sides, thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's so unpopular. It means that it's going to cause disaster in the midterms too, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Should I summon a real expert on this topic?
If you like.
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday. It's your call, Juju.
I mean, there's if there's one person I know about to break this whole down, how terrible communism is, you gotta learn it from the horse's mouth, right?
Absolutely.
So, how about I invite my husband in here?
Sure.
The biggest banana
Do it.
of them all.
The
The ex-communist.
Oh, Juju, you lucky girl.
The one and only. Ladies and gentlemen, here you go. If you got question about communism and everything that's wrong with it, he can tell you. He was born into this, and yeah. There are many, many, many sad stories.
Hello, hubby
And-
Juju.
Communism good or bad?
Huh?
I said
Huh?
communism good or bad?
What do you say, Harvey? Communism good or bad?
Communism actually has some good sides to it if it would work.
Get him out of here.
Actually, I do have an opening.
No, no,
I do
no.
have an
Born
opening. I
into
do have an opening
communism.
question. I do have an opening question. Where, where did you escape communism from?
The GDR.
Okay, I wasn't sure why they confirmed.
basically,
Okay.
so basically, if someone doesn't know the history, Germany was split up between Eastern and Western Germany because of the occupation of the Soviet Union. So Eastern Germany was completely socialist communist till 1989.
So it's not that long ago, guys. It's
No, it's
that
not that long ago, and it seems like people, especially in Western countries, just don't get told about it. Like, they didn't get taught in school how bad it is. This is, I think, the main problem. Because this was such a recent event. This is just 40 years ago, and people still don't get it. So, and when I say that communism has also good sides to it if it would work, then I'm also correct, because back in the days it was also super secure.
But why was
This
it
has-
secure?
This has the downside that when you want something super secure, that means you are constantly under surveillance. The whole country was. So as a short example, I think it was around 70 to 80% of all citizens in Eastern Germany were either spies for the government or worked together for surveillance. You need to let that sink in.
Can you imagine living in a world
The
where
only way,
all your neighbors and your friends are potential spies, and no matter what you entrust upon them, they will tell the government, and the government will lock you up, and then they will shoot you because you are not a communist. And then it can be your sister, it can be your brother, it can be your best friend that are constantly, you are under constant surveillance everywhere you go, every phone call you make, everything gets noted down by the government. There is no freedom. They know everything about you. Do you want to live like this?
No, so I wish my government would stop doing that here too.
Yeah.
and
That's fucking scary.
especially stop like propaganda streamers like Hassan.
Oh,
these
yeah.
people need to be stopped because they are not teaching history. So out of history comes something good. They are just saying shit for saying shit. They are even in these countries and get told that it's shit, and they are still staying there and saying, wow, communism and socialism is so awesome. The only way that you can have people living in communism is with police force. This is the only way, because humans are inherently unique to each other.
Yes.
Every human has different goals, different aspirations, and the only way to suppress that and make them live in communism is through police force. This is the only way. Then it would work. But even then, if that works, all the other things that have to be in there, like a chain, they cannot work. Like, for example, you excluding yourself from other markets or stuff like that. This is
Yeah.
it's just no matter how you turn it, it does not work and cannot work.
Yeah, and
So
I've
Well,
said
I
that
mean,
before.
also-
Like, if you could get communism to work, then by that metric, every other system would also work, and probably still better. So even if you can get communism to work, it's still going to be better to do anything else as well, because you have to have a complete control of the system, and even then, it's still like, okay, well, let's go this other way and do this other system that's going to be better than communism.
Well, also there's also another factor, which with communism, like people talking about, oh, it's true, communism has never been tried and blah 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 blah. But like there's one very salient point that can never be countered when it comes to the concept of communism quote unquote working, and that is removing humanity from the equation. Communism only works in like the way that it is presented if there is zero selfishness, zero trickery, 100% honesty, 100% of the time from every single individual human being within this communist state. If even one person in this communist state is not truthful, is not honest, it is selfish, and and basically tries to pull a runaround on the system to enrich themselves, the entire thing falls apart. And so that's why I think that's one big reason why it will never work, because human beings intrinsically, we are a selfish species. We are a species that will basically all be in it for ourselves at the end of the day. And that does not work in a communist society. Realistically speaking, I think a communist society only works in artificiality, i.e. if you have a society of artificial beings, bots. That's the only time a communist society will work, because bots wouldn't have like selfishness. There would be no thoughts of selfishness. There'd be no thoughts of like scamming other bots, because it's not the programming. Human beings, they do. They're selfish. Human beings are bad. There's no way around it. There are human beings, lots of human beings, who are bad that will try and fuck over other human beings. And that in and of itself is why a communist society will never work. Because if they try to force it to happen, well, that's why when you graduate from communism to fascism, which still doesn't work.
Yep, exactly. It's just not compatible with human nature, which is what I was saying too. If you had perfect people, any system would work. The kind of people who could actually operate a functional communist society would be able to function in a capitalist society, or even a fascist or monarchist society, because they're good people. It all comes down to the community, the society. So if you have a society that could run a successful communist regime, they could run a successful anything else regime. Again, they could literally be fascist and still take care of their people because they're good people.
Yeah, you need to program them to all be the same.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why I said it only works with like bots. It only works with artificial creatures that can be programmed not to experience selfishness, not to have like actions or thoughts that would lead you to basically screw over other individuals. That is literally the only way it works.
And also, it's
Yeah,
not only
and you-
selfish. Sorry, just quick. If you want to improve and you strive for greater things, and you want to be good at something, communism doesn't allow this, because you cannot be better than anyone else. So it is blocked, right? So let's say you like doing something, you're doing a great job at something, and you want to do more of it. You're not allowed to, because that means you want something more than what the others want. So that blocks it as well. So it's not only being selfish, it's maybe you want to improve something and contribute even more, and because you're stronger, you're smarter, you really want to give something back, but you're not allowed to, because that makes you stick out, and that revokes that too. So you don't, it's
You're talking about
absolutely
removing
terrible.
individualism. Yes. Individualism
Yeah,
does not exist in a communist society.
Because you're pushing for pure equality, egalitarianism, and it turns into crab and bucket. You can't escape. And it goes back to the art discussion we were having too, where the low-level artists, instead of competing and seeing good art, AI or otherwise, and being like, I can do better, I want to get inspired by this and make something great, instead they're like, you can't do that. You did this in the wrong way. We need to tear this down. This isn't real art. We're going to disqualify you instead of trying to compete.
Exactly.
That's communism.
Yeah, and this is that's literally the same, which brings me back to my very first point. The only way to get humans to do something like that is through sheer surveillance and police force. You need to literally suppress everything that comes out of it. And it just doesn't work. And not just the humans themselves, it's also your economics in your country will never work. You will never earn money through anything, because nobody is excellence. There's no point to make advances. There's no point to technologically advance. There's no point to get your people to a higher standard, because you literally, first, you don't get paid for it if you are better than others, and second, you will get punished for it if you are better than others. And this happened throughout the GDR the whole time. When you had like some people in Berlin. By the way, when you said that with the planes going over Berlin, they were like throwing down care packages back in the days, so that people actually get stuff, because
So they had food.
this. Yeah, yes, exactly. And my grandma, my grandpa, they received a lot of this. And this was literally just Americans flying over there with planes and throwing down care packages, just so the people had something. The problem was there was stuff in there that wasn't allowed in the GDR. So everything that came outside of the GDR was Western propaganda. This was literally the word for it. And when you owned Western propaganda, then the secret police will come to your house and get you. This is just how it works. It's the same with other things. Voting, for example. This is what people never talk about. When you live in a communist society, you have no right to vote.
No.
You have no freedom to vote. The only thing you have to is to vote, and you will vote what they tell you. As a little story, my father back in the days, he didn't agree with the party that was leading the GDR. So he said, no, I'm not going to go voting this year. So what happened is, on the day of the vote, 4 different secret state police was in front of our door, knocked the door down, came up to my father and said, Mr. So-and-so, you gonna go right now and vote. And this is what happens when you live in a communist society.
And would you want to live
Jesus.
like that?
No, sir, of
Would you
course
wanna
not.
live
Anybody with a functioning brain would not want to live like that.
Gun point to your head and just like, you tick that box. And if you don't, we shoot
You're-
you.
It's not that bad in the West, but there are places that do compelled voting. They will like fine you if you don't vote, and I think that's so stupid. Like we've been talking a lot
Jesus.
on my stream, and various other people have been talking about it. But like whether or not the franchise is too broad, whether or not we have too many people voting, and I think we do, and it's not about like denying any particular people to vote. Like people like do the whole repeal the 19th thing because it sounds based. It's not about particular people, but
It is
also
based,
yes,
though.
repeal the 19th. Yeah. Okay. It's more about like we have a bunch of low information voters. Like we
Yes.
shouldn't be trying to get everyone to vote. It should be
No.
it should be relatively tricky. Like you should actually prove that you're the kind of person who actually cares enough to want to vote, because just trying to get everyone to vote or even punishing them for not voting means you're just going to have the lowest information, stupid people, NPCs going there and voting for whichever side says they'll give them more free shit while
Yeah.
they don't actually care about how the government is actually operating.
I've said
No.
flat out, like
Yeah,
we need to
that's
we need to institute a skills-based test to just have the right to vote in the U.S. or in the Western, like honestly in the Western world. There should be a skills-based test just to be able to vote. But like Big Banana, I said this to Juju. I don't know if you heard me earlier. Like I think like you and Juju should watch the Fat Electrician's video about the Berlin airdrop, because number one, I think you might find it very interesting. He's really awesome in how he presents it. But you might be able to, like Juju, if you do it on stream, like
Yeah.
Big Banana, you could have some incredible context that you can add into what the Fat Electrician is saying about the events of the Berlin airdrop.
This actually sounds really nice, so I probably get like fucking flashbacks or something. Like PTSD or something.
Yeah, Lala,
Yeah.
my editor recommended
Yeah, I
it
saw that.
to me.
I've
And,
I've reacted
watch
to
them
it.
so I can make editing bucks.
Yes, I
I've-
will, Lala. It's a promise. I will. And I'll
It's-
bring Hobby along.
Yeah, I've
some
watched it.
people
It's a
even pay
great
the host
video,
to vote.
and I think especially with hubby, I think he would like have some incredible insight to add in to what Nick is saying in his video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be interesting for sure. But
Oh,
yeah, that's
too funny. two funny trivias about the GDR. The longest waiting time my dad had for a car was 20 years till it was in production.
That's insane,
Be-
man.
Because
20
like we
years.
said, when you have economics that are not driven by excellence, then everybody will just do what they are paid for, and then everything will take ages. And the
Yeah.
second fucking trivia is, which I really liked actually, but it's not feasible in a normal working country. When mothers went to shopping at the supermarket, you will have I don't know if it's circling around much in Western media, but you will have some nice pictures where you see a supermarket and there were like, what are these carriages called where they have the babies in? Well, what
Proms?
are they called?
Proms.
Uh,
Baby proms. Proms?
yeah, I
baby,
think prams or strollers.
Prams or
Strollers,
strollers.
yes, exactly.
Strollers.
You will have a supermarket, and every baby from the city will sit in their strollers without their mothers or parents around in front of the supermarkets, and everyone is inside shopping.
'Cause no one
And
feels
nothing
something.
ever happened. But why is
High
that?
trust
Is that
society.
because nobody wanted to be a criminal, or was it because you could have been killed at any time by the secret police if you did something wrong?
Yeah.
Crazy. Just leave a
I'm
baby outside.
I'm kind of curious, Big Banana. Have you been seeing what's happening in New York with the government-run grocery stores? Like bringing up grocery stores just made me think of this.
I'm so angry. While like Juju
Okay.
and I, when stream is over or working day is over, we sit on YouTube. We have our certain channels that we watch, and they are constantly on with the Mamdami or what his name is, and
I call him Tom
this
Dami.
makes me. This just makes me angry because he's just a really either stupid person or he's like literally dishonest. One of these two.
It's the latter. I can tell you right now, it's the latter. He is like it's the whole quote unquote democratic socialist movement that's in the United States. It is 100% the latter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't like the cope around that too. Like people are like, oh, well, now that we have a socialist in charge, at least once things fall apart, people will realize how bad it is. It's like he's got the exact same policies as Gavin Newsom. Like these people have been destroying states for decades and no one cares. So it's like, oh no, but at least with Mondani, people realize how bad he is. No, they still put him in. Come on, guys, pay attention.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
not
ever-loving
market
point.
stage.
They've been doing this for years, decades even. It's only just now when the pushback on it is at its minimum from the left that they are now actually being honest about what they are by calling themselves the Socialist Party. That's it. They've been these people have been socialists and communists for decades, but now they're at the point where the propaganda campaign has weakened the mind of the Western civilization to the point that now they can actually be open about being communists. That's why you have so many Twitter users now that are purporting to be in the West that have the hammer and sickle in their bio.
Crazy.
That's why you're seeing literal communist parades taking place in these major cities like New York, is because they have infiltrated so much of Western society that now the pushback on it has been lessened to the point where now it's able to get a foothold, and it is climbing through society to become more of a staple or a standard in some of these major cities, because there has been no pushback, because there's not been basic, people saying, you're a communist, well, then I'm not going to have anything to do with you. And they've been able to suck people in with lies about what communism is actually going to do. Let's not forget about that. This is like they've been able to succeed because they have been lying to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as a person, you should have basic logical thinking, right?
You'd
Like
think.
they must understand that this is a circle. The communism they have, or they try to get the socialism, let's call it socialism. It's not really communism what they are doing over there. It's socialism in its highest form. What they are trying to do is just working on the back of capitalism. But once capitalism is gone, there's no money anymore, therefore no socialism or communism. Like, it's simple, it's logic. And
Yes.
also, as a second question, please educate me on that, because we are from Sweden. I have no idea about American politics. But has the president no power at all to sort things out in a state like New York?
No, he
It's-
doesn't.
Complicated, yeah. Or just say yeah, no.
It's the Constitution of the United States allows states to govern themselves. So the president is not able to just come and take over and say, okay, I'm declaring this a problem, so I'm taking over and we're going to stamp up communism. By the laws, by the rights of the Constitution, the states can govern themselves.
Ah,
But
okay.
Even if the president could go full dictator, the system surrounding him is also so convoluted. I don't think even if he legally had that power, he could. Like, he could say he's going to do
guardrails,
something,
yeah.
and then people would just be like, no, yeah.
Yeah, you have the
I mean, I
guardrails
understand-
of the judiciary, and you have the guardrails of the judiciary and of Congress to stop the president from going full dictator. Which, ironically enough, if you read what the Democratic Socialist mandate is, the Democratic Socialist mandate actually wants to eliminate the judiciary branches and basically decimate the executive branches. That is the entire mandate of the Democratic
This is
Socialist
crazy.
Party. They want to eliminate
wait,
the three
I'm
bodies of
just kidding.
government.
Oh, wait, let's hear him out.
I just said this is fucking crazy talk. Like,
It is.
I don't
It is.
understand. I don't get it. I cannot understand how people. But then again, Juju said it earlier. Now everybody is hating on the Jews. Like, when did we start that? Since when is this a thing again? Didn't we learn
Yeah.
anything from the 40s or something? Like,
Yeah,
We
it's
learned
become
nothing from
really
history.
popular. It's become
Yeah.
it's become really popular again because I think it started. I could be wrong about this, but I think it started when people were able to start digging up how much politicians in the government have received donations either from Israel or Israel-backed organizations, and therefore it's because they're receiving campaign donations from these organizations. Clearly, they're supporting Israel. But I think when it came back, it got reinvigorated by the Free Palestine bullshit. The Free Palestine bullshit is what reinvigorated the hatred of Jews and the State of Israel.
Crazy, right?
I will say, just like we were talking about foreign aid in general, I don't want to be supporting Israel. Like, they can do what they want over there,
Sure.
and it's not about the Jews. But yeah, no, come on, can we just stop? Like, there is too much into it. I will say that.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean,
Like,
there are
can
too
we
much.
stop?
There are too many
away.
crazy people.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
far away for us to get constantly involved in.
Not our
You know-
sandbox, as Kirsha says.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
our sandbox, and plus people are conveniently
Exactly.
ignoring the nuance to it. Like, there is nobody in the Western world, and I don't even think in Israel as well, who does not like or wants to decimate or destroy the Palestinian people themselves. Pretty sure, I think I can be fairly safe in saying that nobody wants has any ill feelings towards the Palestinian people themselves. You know who they have the ill will towards? Hamas, that basically is holding the Palestinian people captive and is using the Palestinian people as literal human meat shields to attack Israel. That's who people have the problem with.
Who gives a little bit of pushback on that. You should see what some of the officials like high-level officials in the Israeli government are saying. Like,
Yeah.
Ben-Gvir wants complete extermination, basically. Netanyahu said they're Amalek, which is you kill man, woman, child, and beast. I mean, there is some actual genocidal speech coming from
Well-
very high-level people in the Israeli government.
I mean, then that
think-
deserves a very sizable bitch slap, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I
Weird
think
got
people.
fucking noted on Twitter for hate speech.
Oh no.
No,
Jesus.
I think people forget that no country in this world is homogeneous. No
Yeah.
country. Just because some bad things came out of Israel doesn't mean that all Israel is like that. Probably half of Israel is against that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
It's very
like in
unpopular
every
there,
other
too.
country too. Like in America, half.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like in Sweden, half. It's always like a mixture. But on the internet, it sounds like they are the worst of the worst. You know.
Exactly.
We're
blame the
living in
entire
an age. We're living. It's because we're living in an age of polarization. This has been something that I've been railing against for a long time. Is we for the last, I'm gonna say 20 years. We have been living, and maybe not 20 years, I'll say maybe 15. We have been living in an age of polarization where, and it is gotten worse more and more as time progresses, where it is, it's, we're hearing only the extremes. That's the thing, be it in social media or regular media. We are hearing only extremes from literally everyone. And that is basically skewing a lot of viewpoints. We're seeing, the news media, of course, promotes what they want to promote, who they're being paid to promote. Social media, we're a victim of the algorithm, but algorithms work based upon extremes. Algorithms work based upon what is going to garner a more heightened emotional response. This is why I say that people like on social media are algorithm captured. They're not like audience captured or anything like that. They are algorithm captured because the algorithm is pushing these extreme things to them. Even if you choose try and tweak the algorithm by choosing different things to retrain the algorithm so you're not getting hit with these extreme things, the algorithm will always basically reset itself back to the extremes and then start feeding you those extremes because the companies behind these social media companies or the companies behind social media know that extremes get clicks, extremes get engagement, which also gets ad revenue, and it makes them money. So even if you try and skew the algorithm by constantly clicking on things that you would like to see, that is not this just insert issue extreme X here, and you try and get off of that, the algorithm will invariably reset after a time, so you're once again getting pushed all of this stuff. If you are not constantly on the platform clicking on something to keep like your feed moderate, after after a single day of not being on social media, the algorithm resets and now you're getting pushed all of this extreme stuff too. And so it's giving an improper viewpoint of what is happening. You're only seeing the bad stuff because the bad stuff elicits the emotional response and you are more likely to click on it. And that sucks.
Of course,
Yeah.
you'd rather watch something
Quick question,
disturbing.
Amber.
Yes.
When do you breathe?
When do I breathe?
The birds bright